So welcome everyone to the Gno.land Developer Weekly Call. This week is the Contributor Edition. Can you see my screen okay?
Nope.
Nope, okay. Already off to a good start. Okay, now you guys should be able to see my screen. Today is June 5th. As I said, it's the Contributor Edition, and first on the agenda, and maybe you guys want to actually screen share and go through things, but we have OnBlock with some updates for us. Andrew, do you want to take it away, or
Yeah, sure.
your screen, or shall I just keep sharing?
Yeah, I'll take it away. All right, I think it's already up.
We can see it.
All right, nice. Okay, so I have three things that I'd like to cover today. The first one being the multi-node / validator documentation efforts, which is also a part of our grants program. And as you can see from the description, this PR basically adds two new updates to the documentation. The first one being a new section on how to run your validator, and the second one being some updates to the old Gno.land command. And as you can see, this is the step-by-step guide on how to start a new Gno chain and set up your first validator. It's really detailed. And the the second part is basically connecting to the chain that you set up in the first part of the tutorial. And at the end, there's an image attached, which shows you that both nodes are synced at the same block height. You guys can see in the PR. And yeah, we're looking for review from the core team to improve this and get this merged in the documentation for testnet 4. And speaking of testnet 4, we've also opened a new issue on Hackerspace, which covers the testnet 4 validator initiative. And since testnet 4 will have a validator set implementation, I think it'll be likely that we'll see a lot of requests from external teams or contributors to join the validator set. And it's important to have a clear set of criteria to make sure that all the validators in the set are technically proficient and aligned with the project. So we want to start a discussion on what we're looking for in validators, and also what the validator should expect as they join the set, basically. And yep, we're also looking for feedback on this. And the last point that I would like to bring up is a blocker that we're currently facing as we try to migrate the GNU contracts to Portal Loop, and the problems are detailed here. And I believe Morgan is actually helping us troubleshoot this issue right now. And long story short, the potential cause is some certain failing transactions are causing some corrupt cache files in the node, and apparently wiping out the cache solves this issue. And once we come up with a temporary fix, we're going to try to migrate the contracts and maybe help Morgan come up with a more permanent fix to this issue, so we can help other dApp developers migrate seamlessly into Portal Loop. And that's about it for this week. Thanks.
Oh, maybe the JSON path functionality? I don't know if Byung-Jun.
Oh yeah. I recently added the JS path functionality in the previous p.json package. For now, just added some basic passes without a filter expression for now. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Byung-Jun.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I took a look at your, just briefly, looked at your Hackerspace issue for the validator side of things. So I think it makes sense to probably have a workshop or working group call also. Dragos, do you want to share with us what you've been working on Zentastic and the upcoming Flipando airdrop?
Yes. First of all, I would like to apologize for the background noise. If you hear something, there's a huge party in my compound and the walls are really thin. I will try to overload this. You can just look at the hackerspace issue. So basically, the backend for the Zentastic project, which is a project and task management on chain, are done. So everybody who wants to look at the documentation to see how these realms can be used and have a look over the code base is more than welcome. You have links for all three projects, which consist, I will remind you, of a package which kind of lends functionality to two realms. The package is called Zentastic Core, and the packages are Zentastic Project and Zentastic User. So that was the bulk of the work for the last 2 weeks. I kind of finished this, and the next update will probably focus on the UI for this, which is the last part of the grant. About Flipando, you can have a look at the new updated page for the. Yeah, feel free to click on that. We have a countdown, and yes, in about 2 days and 20 hours, we will be hopefully be ready to claim the NFTs and play a little bit and stress test the network. Does anyone has any question?
Yeah, I have a question. Should we, like, how do you want to promote this on our side? Should we be talking about the launch of Flipando? I guess when are you?
So
the
status of the game right now is running off of my own node.
Okay.
It's not yet deployed on any of the realms. Some of
Yep.
the features in the airdrop, like providing liquidity in the Gno swap, weren't available up until now because there was some migration related to Gno swap. One of these being highlighted previously by Andrew.
Okay.
So it's not yet, like, should I say, like really prime time. It's most for testing, the stress testing, the contracts to see if we have any bugs. I don't hope for bugs to come, but I think there will be some. I will do my best. I'm stress testing I'm working on the airdrop script right now. So the thing that we should do, if anyone is able to participate in this, I will post a link in the Signal group, and everybody
Mhm.
can just play with it. There are no requirements. You can claim for as many addresses as you want. Actually, I encourage you to claim for as many addresses as you want, because there is a max cap of 20 NFTs for address, but the number of NFTs is 10,000. So we are like 30 people here in the call. If anyone claimed for just one address with like just 600 NFTs, probably we won't be able to actually create one complex NFT. So other than just trying to put it on the knees to break it, there's no other help. It's been more than helpful, everything so far. So yeah, this is not an easy, not a simple. This is just not like a token airdrop. Is an NFT which creates other NFTs, and these NFTs creating a fungible token. So it's a little bit, um, different. So if anyone has the time to do some playing around with this weekend, I think it will be Saturday. I'm really looking for some feedback on that.
Okay. Also, a quick question. I don't know on Zentastic. Do you know when we will be able to like try it out from the project management side?
It's
Like when you might be
the
user
backend
testing?
is done. The backend is done. Basically, what's missing is the UI, which is the last part of the grant. So I would say in
Okay.
3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe in 2 calls, you will be able to play with it like from a UI. Any dev who wants to play with it can look over the documentation and try to break it again. That's the So the backend is done.
Yep. I'm looking forward to using it, hopefully on the front end side for some projects. I guess are there any questions, or anyone want to add anything on Dragoș's 2 topics? Okay, so better on Friday than over the weekend. All right, so then let's hand it over to the Birdie team. Do you guys want to take over and run through your topics?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can, yeah, share screen, sure. Hold on. So Dsocial is moving along. When we launched the app, a couple people tried it, and pretty soon they posted some messages and then came back and the screen was blank. So we figured out what that was, and that's because the home screen relies on our custom indexer, which relies on the TX indexer. And at some point, we made a change in the repo, and Gno.dev reloaded. And as I understand it, it reloads all the transactions, but replays them from the Genesis block, and the TX indexer ignores that. And so basically all the messages weren't being displayed. They're still there, and if the TX indexer is updated to let you index transactions in the Genesis block, then all those messages will appear again. So right now we're being very careful not to reload Gno.dev. It's like there's a big red, button on it with electrical, shock poles all around it. So so you can use Dsocial, and it's just that everything you post after we last reloaded Gno.dev will be in there. But the point is, of course, Norman started a fix on this, and this is kind of a blocking issue for us, so we're willing to help. I wonder if there's anything we can do just besides being annoying about it. Is there something we can dig into or test? And I saw this other PR that mentioned it. This is a PR from Gno. I don't know, it's another Norman draft PR. So we're just curious to find out what the most reasonable way forward is here, because we would like to be able to reload Gno.dev, because that's the whole reason we're using it. I wonder if there's any...
Is there anyone? Yeah.
On the PR on Gno, Miloš asked me to try another way, so I'm on it. It's not done yet. I hope it will be done soon. And the part on the indexer should be fairly easy after that.
Okay, so it is a dependency.
Yep.
Okay. Great. Well, like I said, if you want any help, let us know. And it'll be fun, because once this is fixed, then all those early messages will suddenly appear again, I understand. So that will be fun. In the meantime, we didn't mention it here, but we're going to set up a Dsocial so that if the indexer is down, but the blockchain is still up, then we'll have a sort of a minimal mode where you can view the messages that you can get from the blockchain, but not from the indexer. So you'll at least get something. But that's one of the many things Yuri's working on. So I think I want to turn it over to Yuri now to show us, if you can, a couple of the latest features that we've added.
Wait a second. Dylan is asking something.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, just one question. Like, do you know, like the the Gno.dev like an event API, so you can connect on detect change on take action if the node is actually reloading. So you can customize your need. For example, like if you have like just text indexer on the side, you can technically, if you connect to the WebSocket API, wait for a reload event on relaunch the TX indexer. I mean,
we definitely will want to look at if I'm smiling right now. If you don't incorporate TXer into Gno.dev.
it's fine, but I maybe not like right now. I need to do it.
But I think that's not the, even if the TX indexer does reload, restart, it's still not going to load the any transactions that happened before Gno.dev reloaded, right?
Maybe,
so it's like reloading Gno.dev is like erasing the entire history of it. So because everything disappears into the Genesis block. And so we're just not doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, and if we do decide to update Gno.dev and reload it, then we can just, that happens every couple days. We can restart the TX indexer by hand also. But I'll look into that API, but I suspect that in the long term we won't be.
Yeah, sure. But it can like you can adapt your need like with this. I know it's not like ideal for now, but it's just like a temporary solution, of course.
Yeah,
it can help you. I never play with the text indexer actually, so I cannot like really help you on this one. But at the point we should integrate it in Gno.dev, that's for sure. At least I think so. But for now, I was just suggesting like a temporary solution, like to be fastly implemented.
Well, of course, not to repeat myself, but there's no point in integrating the TX indexer into Gno.dev until it will load from the Genesis. So,
sure.
Leon, question?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just one quick question. I wanted to ask, where can we leave feedback on the app? I tried it out on my Android phone. I talked with Yuri over Signal, but I think I found like an issue. I'm not really sure if I can actually post anything, because like I click the post, like I try to post a post and nothing basically happens. So I was wondering, do you guys have any public repo or anywhere where I can actually make an issue?
I mean, there is the main repo. That's the best place to put it. Let me stick it in the chat.
No, please do. Please do.
This is the main desocial repo. Best thing is to go there. And we're constantly fixing bugs. So maybe Yuri can mention when he's going to do the next release, and then it may magically work after that.
I will leave here in the chat in a while the links for the test flight, also the Android test version. But okay, well, we start. I don't know if I don't remember if I mentioned this in the earlier based demo, but when we will start the app, we will see the gRPC port that Gno native is connected with no key. And right now we have this issue that if you use two apps with no key, they will try to use the same port, because it's hard coded. We don't have a way to, don't have code yet to make dynamically the ports to be dynamically generated and binding with the native code. So for now, it's just one app using no native at time per device. So if you use desocial and flip bundle, it will break, but we are aware of it. So if you log in the app right now, make the login, you'll be able now to fetch data as usual and search for the people's profile. and on the profiles page without following. In this case, I'm following Consting, but I don't want to follow anymore because I didn't like. It's very on the left side of the politicians, but on the right side, follow this guy. But I can reply, so now I can reply. It will read the thread, and it's not 42, it's 44 for sure. So yeah. And I believe that I need to explain this button here. If you don't see your balance, probably is because we resetted the Gno dev and lost all the data. It wasn't supposed to be like that, but in any case, if you lost the balance, it's just to click. It's just a matter of clicking this blue button, and it will dispatch a call to a faucet, and it also will register you are using in the user realm. But yeah, I think, the issue that we are facing, probably it's now solved, and this week we release more versions solving a lot of UIs. I will focus totally on the UI improvements.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
I think, let me check the agenda, but I think that's it. The update is focused on the replies and the replies.
Okay. And
Great. And Constant, you had one last comment.
Yeah, so we underestimated a bit how soon UX would drop in the conversation here.
okay.
So as you can see, it's super raw, the application, and we realized that a lot of the questions we are having, at least partial answer in UX. So we need to think about that part. We could do it alone, but if we know that you have somebody that is specialist here, would be cool if we could have a talk. I don't know, to exchange some things.
Yeah.
Alex, yeah.
Yeah, Alexi is actually now starting to join these calls. So, and
Perfect.
that's awesome. That thanks, Alexi, for joining. I know also the time's rough for you too, but so I think the next step on our end is to get everyone set up on the UX side and have Alexi work his magic.
Michelle, would it be possible if you could just add Alexi to the Signal group of Bertie Grant, and I will ping then Alexi. I'll message him, and we will we'll see when we can meet. It's not an urgent thing on our side, so we're not going to put pressure. We just want to have a conversation, start talking. We'll make time. We know Alexi, you're on Japan time zone, so we already identified some slots on our side in general that we can use. So. I'll reach out. Just Michelle, put us in touch, and yeah.
Will do.
Thank you.
I think. Sorry, I don't know if you guys saw Malek had a question. What's the best way for him to test?
You want to answer that, Yuri?
Yeah, I will pass the link to TestFly where you can join. You also need to install the TestFly app in iOS, and then Android. It's the same.
Okay.
And Malak, are you on an Android or iOS? Android or an iPhone? Still there? Anyways, it matters. So.
Android.
Android, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, and Yuri, do we need to add someone's email address for them to be able to use the app on Android?
On Android, if didn't work, you can ping me on Signal. I put my nickname here, and I can add you directly on Android and iOS. to test.
Yeah, we're doing invitation only right now. Okay, that's it.
Okay. So moving on, I think we've got territory with a lot of things to cover. So I don't know if you guys want to run us through or screen share Norman.
Yes,
I you guys had a lot to cover.
yes, I will give a update for territory, and
Okay.
we'll try to be short.
Okay.
Don't hesitate to interrupt me if you have some question about an issue I will present. Yes, for Gno.land, we have been working on several updates. We add the straight trace functionality. This issue is in review, and we are in discussion with Morgan to know how we are going to design it. And for the issue, go to Gno.land's tip info. This issue is merged and fixed. We implemented features that permit to forbid the insertion of banker on pull package. We are waiting a review, and I think Miguel did resolve the comment and are waiting a review. For the missing lens check in the valid declaration, we push a pull request, and we are waiting also for review. And also, we identified and fixed an issue where file and were not set on value declaration or import declaration and tip declaration. This issue has been resolved and fixed. And this is a merge. This is a pair, and pair is merge. For the Gno.land, we improve the error from Go parser. Congratulations to Miguel. This is a great improvement. And for the DAO SDK, we are always waiting a review for that, and we needed to continue our work for the hours DAO. That's all for me. And if you have some question,
Yeah, I guess I have a question, like from the core team, who's probably the best person for the DAO SDK review? Is there someone who can grab that? Because I think we've talked about it a few times on the call. So if there's someone from the team that get it.
I will do one on my side, but actually it's pure Gno. It's so anyone in the team should look at how it works. Most of the DAO SDK from territory is actually not so much about inventing something new in DAO world, because it's based on things that are existing in the wild. The real thing is because they are creating an ecosystem of contracts. They're also expecting some contract to be published several times. I think the main review concern is more about a massive Gno contract ecosystem. So anyone in the core team should be able and maybe should review territory's work. And I will do a review on my side more for the DAO logic. But yeah, I think it's probably the biggest PR with contracts at the time. So let's look at it from an external point of view, just as a big, massive amount of linked packages.
Okay. So anyone from the core team, then looks like to the next person, Team Varmeta. You guys have quite a lot of issues to cover and some big questions. I don't know who wants to grab it, or if it's helpful to share your screen for the team.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Could you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The summary in the last 2 weeks, we already making HPR, and 3 of them are first, and but we had some PR need for the core team review and we had some concern about the in the last week we had some meeting in the internal for the discussing about the brainstorm about contribute on the Gno, and we had focused on the two topics. The first one is the sponsor and sponsor, and we are as a team member working with Manfred for making the demonstration for to make sure sponsor they can work well on the Gno. And I think the solution right now in machine, and we need some more time work with Manfred for the define the final solution. And after that, I think our team can help Gno making the app on something like the Gno Studio or separate the app for making the sponsor service for user can easy join our chain and making transaction without head token by they can making click by sponsor. And that is the first one topic we are discuss. And the second thing we are thinking about the way user can outend with the Web3 easier. And we see in the wallet, the Arena wallet right now implement the Web3 outend for the social login by the Google, but we see the status of solution it depend on the Web3 outend because they store the private of user on the server, and maybe it can make the some hacking or the loss the token of user. So in that year we see some new solution about the zero calories login, and so we had some question for the core team and for the Gno community. How about what we can making the zero calorie group by for the authentication on the Gno for the make more security or more easier for the user can authenticate with the chain and control the access. That is the two topic our team brainstorm and discuss in that week. And for the PR, we think we are not noted on the the document, and some members, some need to review, and core team maybe take the time to review and give us some review on our PR. Yeah.
Yes, Andrew.
Yeah.
Because I can reply, but Andrew is raising hand.
Yep.
Yeah, I just I'm not too familiar with the ZK login, but I just want to clear up that Web3 Auth isn't really custodial. It's they have their own multi-party computation solution, which basically splits your private keys into multiple shares, which are distributed to their nodes. They have their own blockchain. I'm pretty sure it's Tendermint based, but anyways, yeah. So they keep one share. So let's say your key split into 3 shares. Their nodes split one of your shares. So not a single entity has a whole share, and the remaining ones are bound to your social accounts like Google or Twitch or whatever. So like they basically don't have the ability to recreate your private key or your seed phrase unless you lose all of your shares, and that's how it works. So it's non-custodial. I just wanted to bring this up. And we can discuss how well, after we figure out how the ZK login works, we can discuss if this is something that we want to collaborate on. Maybe you can open an issue on our repo, and we can start from there.
Okay, I think my team member will open the issue and show how the zero calories working, and we can make some workshop from the Vameta and Adena team for the discuss.
All right, sounds good. And I saw a question in the chat, and the shares as in Web3 auths implementation. I can actually share a link in chat about how their MPC works. But yeah, feel free to move on.
And Manfred, were you gonna also add?
Yeah, for ZK login, I will let you provide more information. For the other plan with sponsored transactions, so I just looked at your PR 2209, and I can see that you made a lot of changes. So I will review it again. Basically, I think that what you are doing is what we are looking for. So having a way to sign the same transaction twice. And basically what I like with your PR is that you seem to implement it directly in the Gno client. I'm not sure if you wrote a good unit test, because I can see some pseudocode in the PR comment. Make sure to add a real unit test if they are missing. And just, I don't know if you will manage it or someone else. Another concern to tackle for a sponsored transaction is that we need to implement a demonstration, a unit test, or a suggested flow, which is not just about sponsoring transactions, but also about sending some tokens. The explanation is simple. It's because to sign a transaction, right now you need to know your account number. And the main usage of sponsored transaction is actually to make transaction when you have a new account. In your unit test, I can see that basically you ask someone to sponsor a transaction, but you already have a bunch of identity tokens. The goal is to make a full flow where you create a new private key, and you need to be able to make a transaction sponsored by someone else. But since it's a new private key, the blockchain is unaware of your existence, and you don't have an account number. So in practice, you cannot sign anything, or not with the current state, because another option will be to make account number optional, or to make maybe a special account number for sponsoring, like, I don't know, 0 or -1. But yeah, to finish the sponsor transaction, we need not only to show how to double sign a transaction with 2 accounts, but also how to make a flow that will make your account being known. So one of the solutions is that your sponsor will sponsor the transaction, but the sponsor will also send you some dust, some GNT tokens or maybe another token. And once the transaction is completed, then you can retrieve your account number. Ultimately, it would be awesome to have a single call that makes the creation of the account and the sponsor transaction. But right now, with the account limitation, I think it's not possible. So we need to make a flow that will start by creating your account by sending you some dust, wait for the block to be completed, request your account number from your public key, and then make the sponsor transaction. So I will review your PR anyway and give you feedback on your implementation. But just so you know, to finish completely the transaction, we need to make the complete flow. We need to have some documentation to explain how it works. Yeah, that's it for the V1. V2 could be something where a single transaction makes everything makes everything, or where account number can be special for new accounts. I don't know. But currently, the PR, from what I see, is not complete just because you are not aware of this other limitation that you need to have a known account.
Yeah. Okay, I think it still has some limitation, and we need some more unit test and integration test for some many cases for to make sure solution it work well. And yeah, and I think our team and you will keep move on for the making test and define the follow for the making the solution in more safety and more security. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And I will review next week. And for information, next week I will work closely with Devic's team behind Gno Studio. And I think that Gno Studio could be one of the first official users of this new sponsored transaction. So in practice, if your PR is ready, we could try to implement it next week. And if it's not ready yet, at least we will be able to give even better feedback.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so that's all from your Meta team. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. So the last two ones we have, or I think so, I can take over, or I don't know, Mustafa. It looks like you have a auction dApp. I don't know if it's something you want to share, or you want to share your screen and run us through it. Or if there are any questions that you want to ask the team.
Hi everyone. It's a zero of auction dApp. So I have a review from Gno.land. It's I will made a lot of change in my dApp shortly. So I'm working on.
Are you looking for feedback from the team, Mustafa?
I have a review from Gno.land.
Great.
So I have some changes to make.
Okay.
And I will do that shortly.
That's cool. I don't know if Dylan's here, but and wanted to add anything. But if not, then last but not least, we have Antonio.
Thank you.
I don't know if you're back, Antonio.
Yes, I'm gonna be as fast as possible because it's gonna be complicated. But let's
you want to
see.
show?
Okay, yeah, give me a second. So, well, just to make a little summary, the realm that I am working on is basically, well, you told me that I should wait until having the feedback from the meeting that you told me for Shiken. So
Yeah.
now I'm currently working on something similar to Stack Overflow. In a second.
Yeah, I think we had to postpone the meeting till the following week because, as Manfred said, he'll be with us offsite next week. So we moved the date briefly.
Okay, no problem. But well, the situation is that I am not able to share my screen again. Sorry. Well, I will have to wait.
Is it something I can share here?
No, because you have to run the front end. Morgan told me in the meeting of last week, I don't know if you remember, that the realm that I was working on would be great if had a front end. So that front end, I am trying to share it, but it's impossible right now. Every time happens. But yes, I guess that I will share it tomorrow in case someone is interested. The point is that it's run permission. Give me a moment. I'm trying to.
Sure. And also, I think like just I'm not sure that everyone here, since some of these conversations have happened on the Discord office hours, I don't know if everyone has context about what Antonio's.
I am looking for how to share it. Sorry, since it's unexpected, I am like a bit stressed. Well, the point to make it easy, if someone wants to see the test, I will share it tomorrow. The testing, how it works. The idea is that is basically the same behavior as a Stack Overflow. And Stack Overflow, as you may know, you have for making questions, to making answers. You can upvote, you can downvote, all those interactions you can make it in the realm. And I wanted to know if someone has any idea that you would think that it's great for this realm, like, oh, okay, a Stack Overflow doesn't have this, I would like to have that. No? That's the main reason why I wanted to share it, but I didn't have the opportunity right now to share it via screen sharing. But yes, if someone wants to check it, the repositories are available. Here is a realm. And
I guess, does anyone have thoughts on it? I know, Morgan, you got a bit of an intro last week on the office hours, but
for what it's worth, I think in terms of Stack Overflow, like, it's good if we can have something which implements the basic functionality, right? Like the things that we expect from Overflow. So a selected answer, but an algorithm which kind of favors answers if they have more outputs than the other ones, even of the best one, of the selected one. Commentability, because that allows to keep the conversation clean with the answers and make sure that the most important one stays at the top. And just rolling on the top of my head, then I think the interesting part around Stack Overflow, which would be important eventually, and I think interesting as well to sort of work on, is on how you create the moderation component to this whole thing, right? Because Stack Overflow, like, is very, very good, especially because it has a very sort of complex, very, very complete moderation system, which is community based. And I think there's a good chance there to show how that could work on Gno. With something somewhat similar to DAO, but it doesn't have to be. Like, it just has to be a system where the answers are like looked at by the people who have more reputation on the system. Yeah.
Was I able to share my screen?
Yeah,
Yes.
for the first time. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
And I
Okay,
guess
I
we
will be
also-
as fast as possible for this part. Sorry to interrupt you. I really want you to tell me that because it's important for me. So yes, again, you connect. First of all, you have to register. I have here the view of Adina. So, okay, you register and you say, oh, okay, perfect. Now let's make a question. Why Mole has this tag? We put some testing here. We send the question. Again, it appears here this. I approve it. And let's go here. We connect. I still have some problems with that. Oh, wait a second. I guess that the realm is not running. Oh, yeah, it's running. Oh, connect. Oh, perfect. And then you have to upvote, downvote. Let me change it to applicant. And obviously, if you want to upvote or downvote, you have to register. Register here. Let's say that I want to upvote this. I click on the upper arrow, connect again, and there you are. You have a score of 2, but also you can have a downvote. I'll literally make it right now. Probably you don't see it. You can access the question. It tells the topics related to. It tells you the address of the person, and it tells you the date. Obviously, you have to answer questions, so just likes it. And yeah, you answer, you get the transaction. And let's just refresh by going here for a moment because I am. And obviously, you can't vote to yourself, so you have to change to the creator, and the creator must tell, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't connect. And the creator has to upvote it. So now when we connect again, there we have. This is basically what is happening right now. You have to register, you can make questions, you can make answers, you can upvote, you can downvote. And those are the things. This is the type of front end that you were wanting, Morgan, because obviously this is very primitive in this moment because it was made in just a week. But yes, this is the realm that I was wanting to show. And I don't know if someone has some feedback related to the functionalities because the view is horrible. I am aware of that, but it's
we need Alexi again. I think also, sorry, Jeff, you had a question, I think.
So if the question is about realm code, just make sure the user interface, lets you link to code that you get from the realm.
Can you repeat?
Realm code lives on the blockchain. And so just make sure that if there's a way to ask a question and then link to the line in the code from the blockchain that you're asking about, not from GitHub. And so that, we're trying to stay within the ecosystem of the blockchain. So if the question is about realm code, then be able to link to the realm code on the blockchain.
I guess that's possible. It would be out. Okay, I get your point. So you are saying that there should be a way to relate, for example, to the realm in the source code. You go here and you want to test about this, no? For example.
Yeah,
no?
some way to have a Lime link to that.
Sure. I can work on that. I am not sure how to right now, but it's a good idea. Also,
one of the features that I am working on right now is to adapt the ABL structure that we have to keep an order of the questions, because obviously right now you can make several questions, you can make several answers, but obviously you want to keep in the top those that are sorry, it's gonna crash. You want to keep on the top the ones that are highly voted, no? So yes, that's another topic that I am working on.
You'll face what we faced in dsocial, which is if somebody votes and that has to rewrite the AVL tree to rearrange everything, then the person who votes is going to pay for that. And if you don't want that, then you have to think about it. But we can talk offline. This is the kind of thing that we looked at with dsocial.
Okay.
Who pays for, you know, complex transactions of reordering the display of things, basically. That's it.
Okay.
Thanks.
So
I'm just watching the time here. I'm trying not to brain dump.
Okay. Yeah, so just to be short, that was my little report of what I was working on. And yes, later I hope to have some progress related to Shiken when we talk about it. And while that, I'm gonna work on this project. No, the next steps are to filter by topic. Like, for example, you saw that you have here 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, now, and you will be able to click on one of these, and you will be able to read the questions that are related to that topic. Also, another part that I am working on is you will have a profile that you can check, you can update, you can add things in this view. This tiny one is for the nickname that you want, or whatever you want to add, no? Your name, your nickname, you will have experience, you will have all the things. That I have in another pull request that I sent to the main monorepo. And Manfred said that he wanted a combination of LinkedIn and Stack Overflow, and that's why I started with the Stack Overflow. No, a combination of GitHub and Stack Overflow, no? And that's the reason why I thought about first making a sort of Stack Overflow, and later, if there is some way, some remote way to make a GitHub, I will try to make even a small sample of that. No, but for now, this is what I have, and that's all, because we are out of time, so I don't want to steal more time.
Oh, thanks, Antonio. It's also nice to have you on the calls finally.
Oh yes, Yuri. Sorry, Michelle. Thank you. Yuri, it's precisely something that is going to happen. Also, I am thinking about the bounty that you can pay an extra to take your question on the top, and also pay the person that it's gonna that answers correctly with that amount. So yes, I am working on that idea. Yeah. But yeah, that's all.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So, we're over time. So are there any other points to cover, questions that the team has or contributors have that we could get done in like 2 minutes? Anything urgent? If not, then we can close it up for this week and see each other next week for the core edition. The favorite. All right. Thanks everyone for joining. Thanks again for all your contributions and your hard work and putting in the time with us. It's very much appreciated. So we will see you next week then. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.